All right, let's go. So, welcome to eCom Raw Reality episode number 5. And in this one, we will be chatting about how to make money with Google Ads in eCom in 2025. And if you have checked the last video, episode number 4, you might know that we already went through how to make money with Meta ads, with Facebook ads, and now we want to look at Google Ads because Meta ads and Google ads, they are different and we should be expecting different things from them, especially if we have one brand. Because Meta is the type of platform where you basically just scroll on your phone, and as you can see, I already have a few notifications here from Slack, and I actually have a call exactly now, so let me just turn the volume down right now because basically I'm not really available during this time. So right now I want to mention how, as you can see, things are always moving fast in e-com and in marketing in general. And I wanted to touch on the fact how Meta right now is the type of platform where you go to check out your friends, the people you follow, the influencers you follow. So it's a platform where you actually go there for your entertainment in most cases. You go there just to wind down sometimes, just like with TikTok, and then an ad interrupts you. However, when it comes to Google, it's different because what's your behavior on Google and what's mine? In most cases, we go in Google, on Google, and check out something that we want to know more about or that we have a question about, right? So right now, in most cases, let me check the date, March 18th, 2025, right? Right now, in most cases, what you are doing is searching on Google for an answer or for a solution, right? So the difference here is that you are problem aware in most cases. You're not just going around and getting hit with a YouTube or Google ad, although we'll talk in a second about this. So considering that these two platforms are different, what's the approach that we should have, right? And let me simplify it in 3 steps here. We'll always try to simplify these videos as much as possible, and 3 steps are usually ideal. And I won't be talking about the product because we already talked about that in yesterday's video, and that's something that we shouldn't really talk about all the time, because when it comes to ads, you definitely need a good product to actually sell it, right? So the first thing is campaigns, and you do have multiple types of campaigns. You have Performance Max, you have shopping, you have YouTube, actually video or demand gen, which is different, display, and basically all of this offer you an opportunity to be in different mediums on the Google network. And let's talk about which ones are better. So if you have a product that people are searching for, let's say blankets, then shopping is a good option because it's basically just a product image and people already know what it is. You don't have to do much convincing. Then if it's a Performance Max campaign, well, that's more so a lay and pray type of strategy, meaning that you're not sure what to do, so you just throw a Performance Max campaign and hope for the best. It's a good strategy. Like you need a Performance Max campaign, but it's not going to be the one that in most cases is the one that will actually tell you exactly like what works, because it's all of the placements. And then something that I've seen many guys actually have success with nowadays. Personally, I don't test that much just because I have other types of businesses that I work with, and Meta and email usually perform better. But it's YouTube Shorts, because if you have a great video, let's not forget that many people are on YouTube, in most cases to learn or to be entertained. And if you hit them with the right ad at the right time, you might have a chance to actually get them, convert them, or at least make them aware of your product or their problem. Because like I said, on Google, if you throw out performance max campaign or a search brand campaign when someone is searching for your brand. That's like the easiest way to get sales, and it doesn't even count. It's like cheating. So that's why I wouldn't compare Meta and Google in most cases. But knowing the type of campaigns that you need for Google is really important. And every business is different, because you won't have success with YouTube ads if you have no videos from the brand that you're working with, right? And if you're an eCom owner, you need to be aware that it will take some effort to actually make YouTube videos. And it's not just YouTube videos. If it's shorts, you can actually like repurpose them on Meta as well. But keeping in mind that actually it is harder to some extent on YouTube. And this also depends on where you are, but at least for the US. And then let's talk about the second thing. And that is, you have the campaigns, first of all. But second, what is the target? Because you should have different targets for each one. For example, if we think of the funnel, right? It's easier to convert people at the bottom. It's easier to convert someone who already is searching for protein powder, right? However, what if you are actually targeting an older demographic that doesn't even know how important protein is, right? That's where you actually need to do more education. That's where a YouTube video might come into play. That's where having good copy really matters. While at the bottom here, it's like, all right, someone is searching. You just need to have some good keywords, good pricing, and then good branding. That's it. It's like you're competing with other brands that are already there, right? However, not many are actually doing more top of the funnel, and that's where there's more opportunity even right now. Even right now, I'm onboarding a client that's doing Facebook and Google, and we are trying to see what they actually need. Because targets, what does that mean more specifically? Well, do they need a $10 cost per acquisition, or they need a free ROAS? And there's a huge difference between that, right? And let me tell you why. Because you have a target CPA of around, let's say, $20, right? Seems decent. If you have an average order value of 50 or 60, it's 2.5 to 3. However, think of it like this. Do you really care about the CPA? Sometimes maybe, but let me tell you one thing, because I've actually seen this thought process, and in most cases, you need to look at where's the flow with a thought process. Because why would you want a $20 CPA when what you actually care about is profit? If you care about profit, think of it like this. You can pay a CPA, cost to acquire a customer, of 100, but if they have 5 ROAS, you make $500, right? And you make more profit than with almost 2 or 3 clients or customers that pay maybe $50, but they cost $20 to acquire, right? So this is why it's really important to know exactly, are you actually optimizing for more customers or for profit? And like I said, it's all about making sure that you always think about these things. And then when it comes to branded search, for example, I always put a very high target ROAS. Because if someone is searching for the brand that I'm working with, I know they will buy, or they would buy anyway. So I want them to be a 10, 20 ROAS, like a very high ROAS, or a target CPA of $1, $2. So this is where it's really important to know your stuff. And I'm not even the best at Google, honestly, but I know well enough most things that I am, let's say, maybe in the 10%, but I'm not in the 1% or 0.01%, right? And then I would say the last thing that you can think of is the actual testing, because eventually you will need to test more and more. And this is what you actually do in the beginning too with the campaigns. But I mean, unless you have some data, you're not really testing much. I mean, especially if you know something, right? Because I'm not talking here with total beginners, I guess. So I'm talking with someone who already knows how to click to get a campaign up and knows what performance max is or how it works to some extent, right? But you still have to test. Like for any brand, I don't know if performance max with a target CPA of, or let's say target ROAS of 25 or 10 would work, or let's go more realistic here, 3, a ROAS of 3, Or would it actually be, let's say, a shopping campaign with the same target ROAS of free, right? You don't know. You can make some guesses, some hypotheses based on what I've even told you right now. For example, if someone is searching for something and they already know about that product, yeah, it makes sense that it's something that they may be searching, right? I'm getting way too many phone calls here, and I'm not a phone guy, so this is very strange. But with all of that being said, as you can see, I need to actually end this video right now because there are just too many responsibilities, but still filming this in between. However, what I wanted to say is that with Google Ads, you definitely need to have a different approach. And actually, I do find Google Ads a bigger opportunity than Meta in some cases. Because if you have a lot of creatives and so on, then Meta is your playground. However, if you have less creatives and you might be more analytical, let's say, you actually do have more things to play around on the Google side, where you do need to pay more attention to numbers, especially because Google likes to over attribute, under attribute. It's also about the conversions. I've seen it many times be optimized for add to cart, so many mistakes, and we could talk about mistakes at another time, but it's all about testing, right? And you have to test all of the things that I just said. Those are things that can be tested and should be tested. There are some things that you could call best practices. So this is where experience does matter. You skip some things, you skip some testing that just wouldn't make sense. But still, with all of that being said, myself, everyone should be testing all the time, especially if you want to find those small gaps in the market that will offer you huge returns. I would say outsized returns sometimes. But with that being said, I would say that's pretty much everything for right now. And as you can see, there's always something going on. So if you're not busy enough, you're not trying hard enough. And of course, this is something that you might enjoy or something that you might not enjoy. So it doesn't always have to be this busy. However, with all of that being said, if you like this, you can also watch the previous videos if you haven't. And until next time, peace out.